Welcome back to the Talk of Louisville. I'm Mike Mulroney.
I'm Kellye Duckworth.
How was your weekend?
It was good.
Nothing exciting? Not like the last weekend?
Nope, not as exciting as last weekend. We did go to the Pumpkins at Kentucky Kingdom.
Oh, yeah?
That was a first, and it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that. I knew they did it at Iroquois Park.
Well, I knew they did a Christmas thing last year, but Avery loved it. So if you haven't been, I think there's one more weekend of it.
Huh. Well, speaking of events, Cabo Wabo, our biggest event that we actually, it's really our only event that we do because.
Well, it's so good you don't need it anymore.
I know. It started out over 30 years ago in a friend of ours' basement, and it got so big they had to find a place. And when they came to us they would pick a different charity every year to run the party, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work to get everything done and all the licensing. So people struggled. So the first year they asked us to do it, they said, "Well, it started out as a keg party in somebody's basement." I said, "We're in.
Yeah,
it's our kind of party." So we're not gala people. We go to galas, but it's a party. 3 of the best bands in Louisville, Friday night special. Juicebox Heroes and Soul Circus will be there this year, January 10th. Get your tickets, CaboWaboLouisville.com or visit Shirley'sWay.org, and it will take you over to the Cabo page. Get your tickets. There's some VIP tables still available, so there's not many. They go fast. So anyway, get your tickets, CaboWaboLouisville.com, and come party with us January 10th. All right, we have our special guest today. We got Roy and Missy with the South End Theater Society. You know, I never knew that even existed.
Me either.
The South End Theater Society?
Yeah, and are you fairly new?
Well, it didn't exist until March of this year.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the reason why we never heard of it. Yeah, it's great timing because some of the other theaters around town, they've kind of veered off on their regular programming. So it's nice to see that we have something here that is, especially in our backyard. Do you have either one of you have, I guess you do, some sort of theater background, or is it just something you decided you wanted to do?
Well, my theater background consists of my children.
Okay.
They are all involved in the theater. My daughter went to school for theater at NYU, and my son went to Evansville University and is now an actor in LA.
Wow.
Wow.
So we've always had a really artistic family as far as music and the arts. I fell in love with musicals when my daughter took me to a play when she was a junior in high school for Father's Day. She got me tickets to Rock of Ages.
Oh, wow.
Being an 80s.
Are you going to do that one? I've got a friend of my son. I was going to say a good friend, but he's my son. I'd love to see him in a Rock of Ages play. That'd be awesome.
I would love to do Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
We have looked into it.
It's funny because when we were sitting here talking, I was getting ready to say, you need to do a rock and roll type thing. But that would be perfect.
The jukebox musicals are something that I love.
Yeah.
When, growing up in the 80s, I gravitated toward that music just immediately. Once they started screaming, "Don't Stop Believing," I was like, I won't.
Did you grow up in the 80s?
I did not, no. No.
But you love all the classic rock. I hate to say the music we grew up listening to is classic. It's classic rock.
It's classic rock.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I don't want to admit that either.
Shut up, Kellye. I can see the old statements coming over from you. How did you get involved, Missy? Were you an actress at some point in your life?
I was actually started out as a theater major in college. I was very active in high school theater at Holy Cross High School.
Okay.
Go Cougars.
Yeah.
But then we had a baby, and so I needed to do something that was a little more lucrative.
Yeah,
so
it's called raising. It's called being an adult.
Being an adult, yeah, adulting always has to win. So, but I had a captive audience because I was a public school teacher in JCPS for 32 years.
Sorry to hear that.
I survived.
Yeah, my wife retired there after 27 years. It was she loved it. Towards the end, it got a little rough.
Yeah, it's well, the key is you got to leave while you're still in love with it, which I did. So
yeah,
that's a good thing. But you have a captive audience in front of you. And I was an English teacher, so we did do a lot of theater stuff.
So you went to Holy Cross. Did you grow up in Louisville?
I did.
All right. The age, no question.
I was
People ask in Louisville or Kentucky, and it only happens in Kentucky. They don't care where you went to college. Where'd you go to high school?
Western Warriors, man.
Western. Oh. We're both PRP brats.
We are. My sister graduated from Western, though.
She's still not right, is she?
Yeah, no.
both of my kids are PRP.
Oh yeah.
The one that is in LA, he went to YPAS.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
my son's
sense.
at Manual, not Y Pass, but he's at Manual. Actually, today,
Yeah,
yeah, actually,
Yeah.
actually, today is Ramstock. I'm trying to think of a way to sneak in the auditorium because him and his band are playing in it this
Oh,
year.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a band. It's called Arrhythmia, I think.
Mhm.
Him and some guys put together, so they get to play today. But yeah, exciting stuff. You know, I don't have I was going to say a talented bone in my body to be an actor. I don't know
No,
how I
me
can pull it
either.
off. I mean, did you have a hard time? So this is your first play, and which one you're doing? Steel Magnolias.
Absolutely.
Oh, what a
And
good one.
why did you pick Steel Magnolias? Was it easy for a set setup to wait to set the setup? How do you say that? Set the setup. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Stage.
No,
Stage. I couldn't think of it.
it was a long, drawn out discussion of the first board members that we put together, talking about what play are we going to do first. And this one just met all the criteria. Everybody knows the name Steel Magnolias. Everyone, it has a smaller cast. Being a startup, we didn't know how many people we would have show up. We luckily had many people show up. So we did have plenty of people to show up, but we didn't know what to expect being a startup in the area, of how many people would show up, how many people would come out to see it. And you need that name recognition for that first startup, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite impressive. Ryan can bring the website up here real quick and we can take it out so people can see how to buy their tickets. But did you tell me you have over 200 people have bought tickets already?
Yes.
Wow. Where do y'all
Pretty
perform
incredible.
at?
We're performing at Horvath Auditorium at JCTC off of Stone Street.
I didn't even know they had a theater over there.
Yeah.
And I live right there.
Beautiful.
Well, I did
theater.
because I started out there. Then
Okay.
went to U of L.
No, I had
But
no idea.
It's an awesome theater. I forgot it was
is.
there until you had mentioned it. So this is the website. Ryan changed it after I said that. But so I can't see it from here. What's the actual URL link?
SouthEndTS.org.
Okay, and you can see Steel Magnolias. So you're going to have two performances, the 7th and the 8th. Is that correct? Or are you going to do more?
We actually have 3 because there's 2 on Saturday.
2 days. Okay, I see that.
Yeah, we have a matinee at 2 on
I think
Saturday.
we're going to the Friday one, whether you know it or not, if you're available that day.
Oh, cool.
We got some tickets. We sponsored it. But get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. And you said you had over 30 people audition or want to audition. Did they all audition?
We had 30 plus people audition for it.
How does that look like? Do you come in and give them a script to read, and if they don't impress you, they get kicked to the side? Or
Let's talk
Basically.
about that a little bit.
Yeah. So often when you go to an audition, you have to prepare something. But this was a cold read of the script. So we just showed up and they gave us the script, and we got a few minutes to work with a group. And then we read together, and so we were all in the hallway at the Southwest Center. We actually did the auditions there in the community room, and they'd call in groups of 4, and we'd go in and we'd read, and we'd come back out, and they'd call in the next group, and then they started to switch the groups up, and so they would have us read with different people and also read for different characters to see where your fit was.
So you're an actually actress in Steel Magnolias?
I am an actress.
I just assumed you were helping him put all this together. So you're going to be on stage.
I'll be on stage.
Can you tell us who you're going to be?
I can. I'm playing Clarice. So she is the Grand Dame of Chinquapin County, of Chinquapin Parish. Forgive me, because we're in Louisiana, so we have parishes. And I and 5 other very talented women will be entertaining you. We say it's the funniest play that'll make you cry.
Have you seen it?
It's a classic. Yeah.
Okay, so you have seen it. Who got Dolly?
Truvy is being played by an actress named Danica London.
Okay.
And then we have Michelle Laurie is playing Malin.
Aubrey Brumley, my great niece, is playing Annelle.
Okay.
And our Weezer Boudreaux. What's Tiffany's last name? Hopper? Is it Hopper? Tiffany Hopper is playing Weezer Boudreaux. And I think almost all of us are South End natives.
That's what I was going to ask next, if this was all South End people.
Danica is originally from New York.
Wow.
So, but we won't hold that against her. She is now an adopted South End gal.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not sure about Michelle.
Michelle lives down Dixie towards the one of the parkways. I'm not actually sure. Not too far from the area.
Okay.
And then Tiffany, I know, is a Valley grad. And Allie Joe, who is playing Shelby, is not a native South End gal. She went to Kentucky Country Day, so
Okay.
but she is a native Louisville.
So are they ready to roll? I mean, have y'all been like doing double practices a day or something? The football we used to do,
I know,
we
right?
used to do
2
2 a
days.
days. Yeah, y'all doing 2 a days now since you're getting so close?
We're at 5 days a week right now.
Wow.
We've been doing 4 days a week, and we're at 5 days, and maybe a possible Saturday, depending on how everything's coming together. But they're doing really great.
So is the actual society, is it like an age? I mean, is it all ages? Is it, it sounds like you got some that are mostly out of high school and grown, I guess, adults.
It is whatever the play calls for.
Okay.
But we have a lot of plans. We're just getting started,
Yeah.
but we have a lot of plans to incorporate an intern program with the Jefferson County Schools.
Oh, that's cool.
To again, with my kids being in the arts, we had no outlet for this when they were growing up. When my son was in a play or my daughter was wanting to do something, we had to go so far away.
Right.
Every time there was just nothing in this area other than a high school program. And that's what makes you fall in love with it to begin with.
Yeah.
The high school programs,
Right.
they get you going. And if you want to go further with it, that was it.
Wow.
You had to go somewhere else, another end of town.
Yeah, or Indiana.
Yeah.
Derby. What is it? Derby Dinner Play. Is that right?
Yeah.
Derby Dinners over there, Clarksville Little Theater.
Clarksville Little Theater's over there, but nothing really close here.
No.
Actors was downtown, and I'll just say it publicly. They lost their minds. They changed some classic plays, and if you want to do different plays, that's fine, but don't touch the classics. They did Dracula and Christmas Carol and stuff like that, and they completely modified them, which I thought was insane. But anyway, so there for a while, there really wasn't anything. We went over to Clarksville Little Theater, which is very cool, and watched a couple plays last year. So it's really nice to have something right here that people can go see.
Absolutely. And that's what kind of started this process. I hate to keep talking about my kids, but they were the segue into this.
Yeah. That's what.
But
We do all kinds of things for our kids.
Yeah.
We talked about this when my daughter first got her degree. We talked about doing a for-profit, like a Derby Dinner over here. Well, that was many years ago, probably 15 years ago. And now I'm not dealing with food or anything.
Right.
I just said, let's do a nonprofit. Let's do something for the community.
So are your kids involved with you?
Mhm.
So it's like a family thing? Well, that's cool.
Other than the one that's in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I want him to come back someday and perform as Cappy in A Few Good Men.
Oh,
Is
okay.
he still living in his car, bartending and being a waiter to make it in LA, or is he actually in some place? You hear them all like living in their car for 6
Yeah.
months. Or something.
He actually did the van life for a while.
All
He did live in a
I was
van for a
I was
while.
joking, but he did do the van
He
life.
did do it. He went out there and rented an apartment with a bunch of other actors.
What, it cost him $5,000 a month in LA?
Yeah, probably.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
Gosh.
ridiculously expensive in California.
They rented a 5-bedroom, I think, and had to have
That's
5
pretty
of
good
them in.
size.
It was still over $1,500 a person.
Probably so.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So he's getting into some plays. Is that what you said?
Yeah, actually, he just did a Netflix thing with Blippi. Do anybody has kids? I had no
Oh,
clue
yeah.
what Blippi was.
Lippy and Mika. He's just a guy that dresses up in glasses and a funny hat. And
It's one of the
It's geared
cartoons.
at toddlers.
yeah,
but they just did
no, it's a real
Kind
person.
of like a Miss Rachel or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
similar.
Uh-huh.
He goes to like different little things and
Huh.
But
Yeah.
they just did a Blippi Jobs on
Oh.
Netflix, and he's in the episode where he's a park ranger.
okay.
So he just did that among other things.
That's cool.
He's had some little success out there,
Yeah.
and just keeps growing and growing.
Netflix is big. I mean, if you I feel like if you make it
They're
on
kinda
there.
taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. So you mentioned A Few Good Men. Obviously, that's in the hopper coming one day. Anything else you got that you're thinking about? We talked about Rock of Ages earlier.
Oh God, we talk about so much. I mean, there's so many plays that I would like to do. Oklahoma is a classic. It's Rock of Ages is definitely one we'd like to do eventually. Somebody mentioned to me the other day is 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen 9 to 5, but I
What?
looked it up. I've seen
great.
the
It's
movie.
great.
I've seen the movie, not the play.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. Of course, you can look up anything anymore.
Mhm.
I looked it up and I was like, that looks like a pretty cool little play.
It's fun.
But
y'all would have fun doing that one.
you know, all of that is, as you know, are decisions made by the board.
Yeah.
Whatever everybody comes together
Mhm.
on and thinks what's gonna be best for the company.
So what does this look like? You all pitch an idea to your board approves it, whatever, and then you move on, you start casting for it. Like, how long of a process is all of that?
The total process from beginning to end should be roughly 6 months.
Wow.
That's rehearsals and
That's
practice and
inception of at the board meeting
Mhm.
saying, what are we going to do?
Yeah, because when you and I met, I was like, holy cow, how are you going to pull a play off in this short
That's
time?
what I had
It
no
has
idea how
not
long
been
it
easy.
takes. I get.
It
I
has
mean,
not been easy.
Well, and then luckily JCTC, they're working with you all, but you're kind of in a tough spot because building the stage, you have to build it off site, put it together, put it back together, break it down, I mean, did you say this week is normally paint week?
This is paint week,
which is
We've
tough
got
in the rain.
set, and so we're going to be.
But you're building this in somebody's garage. It's
Set
not
in
like
the garage.
it's not like where the play is going to be. My microphone keeps falling over. It's not like you're where the play is, so you build it there and leave it. You have to build it in the garage, which means you have to keep taking it apart on a regular basis.
Absolutely. All the flats go together multiple times through this process, and we take our measurements, put everything in place to build
like
different
big
levels.
Lincoln logs, big
Yeah,
Lincoln
It is
logs.
giant Lincoln logs.
wow.
But not having a place, we have to take it down, store it back in the garage until next time.
But it's a lot of stuff, though. Are you gonna, you see different? I guess they reuse the staging. You probably don't have a place to store that, do you, or will you?
This is no. I'm going to have to rent a storage unit.
Okay,
We've got it in a place now,
but you'll
after
keep
the
it
play-
for next time. Maybe do it again.
all the flats. A lot of that. We incurred a lot more startup for this one because of having to purchase wood and everything to even build the flats. So, but that's all interchangeable. We'll be able to reuse a lot of that
Oh, okay.
and then build more next time for the next play.
Well, if you guys need any costumes, we have Shirley's Deals next door that you can get some clothing
We've
over there.
gotten some.
Have
Yeah,
you?
we
I was trying to envision Steel Magnolias, and I was like, I think I've seen a few of those outfits over there.
The 80s.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's kind of hard to find 80s.
I bet.
But that stuff's coming back.
It is.
A friend of mine's son got in his attic and was like, Dad, this stuff is so cool. This is what they're wearing now.
I know some things can't come back
You gotta
though.
start doing the hairspray.
No.
Did you have tall hair when you were
Oh
Kelly
my gosh, of course I had tall hair. You had
How
to have
many
tall hair.
cans of Aquanet did you go through in a week is what I want to know.
I don't know that I want to admit to that.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't deal with that. But
No, I did not.
Jesus, why is this not setting up?
Big hair is the best.
Yeah, they would tease it to where it was standing up. It almost
Mhm.
looked like a rake sometimes.
What's the
That's
line in the
funny.
movie, or what's the line in the play from it?
Which one?
Higher the hair,
Closer to God.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's from Still Magnolias.
So are you
funny.
passing out Kleenex when people walk in? Because the end of this play is pretty horrible. I guess it's going to really be a tearjerker towards the end.
No, bring your own tissue.
Okay,
Yeah,
bring your own Kleenex. That's a note.
But even
Bring
if you think that you're not a crier, you're a crier.
Oh, yeah.
How many
I'm a
show of
baby.
hand, how many nights have we cried at rehearsal?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Every
a
time.
baby.
And we know what's gonna happen.
That means the acting's really great then. I mean, if they make you cry.
Oh,
yeah.
these two actors are incredible.
Wow. I'm
Incredible.
excited.
I'm just amazed.
Yeah. Oh, because I'm not an actress at all. That would be horrible to watch me, but
You do all right.
no.
I think you're going to be cast in the next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I think that's a great idea.
No, thank you.
The caliber and the level of professionalism
Mhm.
is for a group of volunteers, because everybody I'm retired, so I don't have a 9-to-5 job anymore, but everyone else in the cast has a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
And so they're coming after work. We're not getting home till like 10 o'clock at night, and they've been going since probably 6:30 in the morning. And the quality of acting is impressive.
Yeah. My problem would be remembering the lines.
Oh yeah, me
Can
too.
I write them on my arm or something if you put me in, or I can
think
kind of
that's been
peek down
done.
and peek down and see what I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, we started off book last week, and our last few rehearsals have been a little rough, but that's okay. That's to be expected. It will improve. It will improve.
This process, that's the part that amazes me the most, is that you've got everyone working these 9 to 5 jobs, and then after work, it's great that I'm sitting there waiting for them, and I see them pull up and they're eating that hamburger in the car, or just eating whatever they can. And the way the group has come together, so now everybody's bringing stuff for
We're bringing
everybody else.
snacks, yes, some sustenance.
So we have a little candy buffet of stuff that people are bringing. But to work all day and then get off of work and go spend 3 hours rehearsing, that's dedication,
Yeah.
especially when you're not getting anything for it other than a little bit of applause.
Yeah, it's obviously a passion for people that that are really wanting to do something like this. So does that happen? You've been in, obviously, how many plays have you been in? Do you have any idea?
Oh, just a handful.
Oh, okay.
And the last time I was on stage doing something like this was the early 90s. So
Well, I always wondered what happens if somebody gets up there and completely forgets their line. I mean, I've been to several plays, and I don't want to ever jinx anybody, but I mean, does that happen? Where they just kind of, does everybody kind of catch on and roll with it and kind of move on to the next scene?
Yep. So that's the mark of a professional, that you can cover that up, or you can help lead the group on into what would naturally occur next.
Uh-huh.
And it happens, but it's okay. We're not getting paid, so it's all right.
Well, yeah, but you want it to be a professional experience. But I was always wondering, because I haven't seen that yet, and I'm sure it's happened. Just like Graham, when he plays music, he'll get off stage, man, I can't believe it. I said, what did you do? I hit this. I said, but nobody out here knew it.
No.
Nobody out here has any clue. So you keep that poker face and just keep on rolling.
Yep.
So I guess it's the same in acting.
That's it.
It's the same
That's
thing.
what she said.
Yeah.
That's being professional. If you miss or drop a line, somebody's there to pick you up.
Yeah.
Just like in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can prompt the person with leading them into the line, or
Right.
or you just skip it and you move on to the next little chunk, and unless you're sitting in the audience with a script, you don't know that's happening. So
Yeah, I'd have to have notes everywhere.
Oh yeah, or an earpiece.
Yeah, somebody tell me, hey, dummy, you got to say this. Well, pretty incredible. Do you have plans maybe to try and build some sort of theater out this way? I mean, you have a long-term relationship with JCTC, I guess.
I do have a great relationship with JCTC. Gary Dryden is the vice president of
I'm sure they're glad to have it used, because I didn't know one was over there. Actually, I forgot. I remember a little bit, but it's been so long.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal working with us. The long term goals is hopefully someday to have our own little location.
Mm-hmm.
That would be when I set this up. I set it up on a rotating board so that it could grow far beyond these first few years. I kind of modeled it after the Clarksville Little Theater, and Little Colonel Players. I'm going to give them a shout out because they motivated a lot of this, and they still have great programs. And
what is it?
Little Colonel Players out in LaGrange.
Okay.
Clarksville Little Theater, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
They're in their 78th season.
Oh my goodness.
Little Colonel Players is in their 60th something. So that's kind of the way we modeled it, is to try to have this be something that's in this area for a long, long time.
Well, Ryan pulled up the website again. It said support our work, but it looks like obviously you are a 501c3, which is a charity-based organization. So you're looking for donations. You got a capital campaign, capital donor program. Is that what you got going on there?
Yes.
And so capital donor, so is this more for sponsors for the show, or what's this get?
Those are more for individual donors.
So they get so many tickets if they donate like a capital donor or something per year?
Not for those. Sponsorship the sponsorship program starts at $5,000.
Okay.
So once you sponsor, you get tickets to shows and things like that. These are just friends of theater.
Okay. Yeah, to help keep it rolling on.
Yeah.
And friends of the South End who want to see this thrive in our little community.
Right.
So if somebody wanted to volunteer. I see you're looking for volunteers up there. What would they be doing? Help moving the sets around on stage, sliding curtains? What would
there is so much that you can volunteer and get involved for.
so click that volunteer sheet online, and then they can volunteer, and you'll reach out to them, tell them what you're expecting of them.
That was the funny story about our website going live. I had it on the internet, but nobody was going to it because nobody knew about us. And Councilman Crystal Bast, I met with her, and she said, "Oh, you're going live today." She kind of put us out there, and I was like, we're not ready. She just kind of threw us out there. Our Facebook site went from 4 followers to 160
Wow.
later that day.
Yeah.
The council people have been phenomenal with supporting us. Jonathan Joseph he was my original meeting that I had. He introduced me to Crystal. They've both just become very, very close friends of mine.
That's
Yeah, they're good people.
Process.
Yeah.
As far as helping us, put me in the right areas. We've pivoted a lot through this journey. We started out and we were looking at performing at Pleasure Ridge Park's new theater area. Jonathan found JCTC for us. Crystal has introduced me to some very important people that have truly taken this to the next level.
Cool.
That's awesome.
One of them being Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, we sponsored it. I'm a huge believer of the arts in theater, and mainly because it keeps people off the streets. It gives kids more things to do, and I'm a huge sports
And we
fan.
don't have it out here.
No, we
don't have anything
And
like
I'm a
this.
huge sports fan, but sports isn't for everybody.
Yep.
Music has been a phenomenal thing for my son. He loves it, and he would play every day if he could. But that's the same thing with acting and all theater arts. Is such a great way to express yourself, and I think you're going to see several kids. I know Valley's got a program, PRP's got one. I don't know if Western does or Butler, but
I know Butler does.
we need to get the word out to Dawson, all the local schools. I mean, it could be anything outside of South End, but these schools, a lot of them have really good theater. Obviously, YPASS is a great theater arts program. We just helped them recently with some new equipment for their staging. So, but yeah, I think this is going to take off. Are you planning on? I mean, you already said you're looking at a couple movies and things like that, but I think it's got great potential for this out here.
We've once we wrap Still Magnolias, we have a board meeting the following week, and we'll be deciding on our second play. At that point, we want to do the second play sometime in the early spring, probably. And then our annual board meeting is in July, and we're hoping to be at a point to where we can announce our whole full season at that point. And that catches us up to what it's normally like. Normally would introduce that full season in July.
Yeah, you got to crawl before you walk. So full season 2027, or are you going to try and do 2 plays in 26?
We're going to try to do, hopefully we would like to do 1 play in the early spring,
right?
And then 2 more.
Oh, 2 more in 2026.
Possibly in 26.
Very cool.
Get 3 in, and then the following year do 4 to 5.
Oh my goodness!
Like
that would be the goal, to do
one every 2 to 3 months. It
Yeah.
sounds like. Yeah, I've never paid attention to the lineups at some of these places, but obviously they got 5 or 6 every year. That makes sense.
Yes.
And that's when you got to grow to that point,
Right?
Because you've got these going on overlapping.
I was gonna say, can you be practicing for one play and then practicing for another one at the same time? There's no way.
We'll have a whole different crew. We'll
Okay.
have a whole different director, stage manager, cast.
So you wouldn't have one actress or actor doing 2 plays at one time?
Yes.
Wow.
So we can, once we get to that point, but there's, again, the logistics of getting all that worked out.
Sure.
We got to find multiple practice areas.
Yep.
Or, I'm sorry, rehearsal areas. There's a lot of logistics that we're working around right now, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes time. I was trying to think. There's another theater program in Shepherdsville. We've talked to them a little bit. They did Mary Poppins. I think, last year.
Was it Shelby County?
Classic Melodies.
Shelby County Community Theater?
No,
SCCT?
I think it's Classic Melodies. They're
Classic
out-
It's like a
Melodies.
it's like a dance studio too. I
Oh,
think
okay.
they do dance and then acting and things
Yeah.
like that.
Well, very cool. How did you find directors? I mean, is that like actors? They're just floating around and they're looking for jobs to do, not jobs, they're looking for volunteer opportunities to put something together?
Yes, yes. Directors are out there. That's just another key facet of
They're
it.
more like big project managers.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep everybody on
Exactly.
task, keep everybody rolling.
hmm
How does I was going to ask earlier, so if you decide on a play, do you have to buy the rights to the script or something like that before it's performed?
Yes.
Huh.
And
it's,
Never thought about that.
It's expensive.
Because bars,
Yeah.
people don't know that. When you play music in bars, you have to buy into some sort of music thing or something to have rights to play songs, I believe is the way it works. But I wasn't sure if that's...
yeah, the rights to these musicals especially are more expensive.
Wow.
Just to give you an example, the rights to Still Magnolias was $1,200
and
for
that's
3 shows.
for how
probably
many
3
shows?
shows.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to tell them how many shows you're going
What?
Tell them how many
Because
shows, how
additional
many people.
shows, more cost.
That's all taken into consideration.
Wow.
So
That's why things are copyrighted.
so we
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
we did 600. We estimated 600 guests for Still Magnolias, and that was $1,200 to get the licensing rights to it. I've already looked into Rock of Ages, as you said. That same 600 for Rock of Ages is 3,800. So the more popular the show,
Right.
Rock of
The more
Ages
money.
is more popular than Steel Magnolias?
Well,
Rock of
anytime you
Ages.
include music,
Mhm.
it's more
yes,
of a cost
the more
Yeah.
rights.
because then you have a score along with a book. With a play, you just have the book,
A score?
Thank-
What's that?
the
All
musical.
the popular
Oh,
music.
the
all right.
music.
I don't know. a
Yeah,
lot of
that's all
terms on
published
these.
popular music.
So where does that
so-
money go? Does it go to like the people that were in that movie or in that?
It goes to whoever owns the copyright.
Wow.
And the actors might, depending on their contracts, they might get a few pennies every time they've sold it. But basically, it's the people that own the movie rights, I guess. Yeah.
Huh.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I kind of figured something was you would have to pay for something to be able to use it.
And I would think that whoever owns the copyright for the movie is different than who owns the copyright
For the music.
Yeah,
for the
the
stage
playwright.
book, the playwright.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
That's why
playwright.
there's 100 credits at the end of everything.
Right, because
Each person has to get there.
Oftentimes, a movie that's based on a play has a screenwriter, and they have permission to adapt it because
Oh.
obviously the staging is different from a stage play than it is from something as big as a film.
Never thought.
So
about
when you
that.
have your board meeting to talk about the next plays, is there like a website y'all pull up and say, all right, we'd like to do this one, but it's way too expensive. We'd like to do this one, but we can afford this one over here. You know what
Like
I
a
mean? Or you're
menu?
gonna be picking on what you think you can afford?
It's yes.
I bet, yeah.
That comes into play.
Yeah, because honestly, $1,200 isn't a whole lot, but if you would have done 10 performances, it'd been probably $4,000 if it's based on about $400 a show.
It's at the time it seemed like $1 million.
Yo, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. When you're
When
starting
it's
out.
making money,
But in
yeah.
the grand scheme of things, you're like, holy cow, that's not, but compared to what some of the others would be, I'm still blasted. I don't know if I've seen Rock of Ages now that I say it, but Steel Magnolias is such a classic. I just thought for sure that'd be more expensive.
I think a lot of it might be the nudity too.
Mhm.
Still Magnolias has been around more. The longer it's out, a lot of times the cheaper it is.
Okay.
And then it's got to go through a run before you can even get it. So there's certain plays that you couldn't even get. Like we couldn't even get Hamilton, for example. It's still on a professional run, so you can't even buy the rights to
Well,
something
and
like that.
coming back to the age thing, I know this is going to hurt your heart to hear this, but you know the 80s were 50 years ago.
Hey, careful.
I know we think it was just last week, but it's 50 years
It
old.
feels
so-
that way. It really does. Yeah.
So what
The
about
Rock of Ages was only 20 years
There
ago.
you
So
So
what about internships? Have you all looked into anything like that? Or Ryan texted and was asking about that. So
absolutely, we're not there yet, but that's a big portion. That's a big passion part of it for my daughter and a couple of other board members. Like I said earlier, to bring it back to this area to have that intern program.
yeah, I guess that's why he pulled it up on your on your website there.
Yeah, we're still having people sign up for the intern program, and
Very cool.
they'll be incorporated through every facet of it. They'll get to shadow the director and learn that process, acting, however they want to be involved, just to learn the art.
That's
But
awesome.
most kids in schools need service hours, so this would be a great opportunity too to help
Mhm.
with some staging and setup and things like that with kids that are already in high school programs. Probably
Yes.
PRP had a drama club, and I guess they still do. You said did Holy Cross have something like that back?
Holy-
I don't know that they do now.
They did back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did back in the day. I know I retired from Butler, and I know Butler has a very active theater program.
Okay.
Mhm.
Go Bears.
Yeah, there you go. Panthers,
I know.
Warriors.
Big rival.
Yeah, well, I obviously went to PRP, so I knew they had one. But you see bands competing and teams competing. I never heard of the drama clubs competing with another school or something like that.
No competitions really. They're very insular. So we
Well, and I
want
feel like at PRP a lot of times that they would borrow things from other high schools, like sets or costumes, and they all kind of shared.
yes.
That was kind of they were all together in that aspect of.
Yeah, and we kind of briefly touched. I can't remember if it was again. I can't remember anything, but like if you do a play that, like Christmas Carol, for example, I can't imagine how many costumes and stuff that would take
Right.
to pull something off like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that came into play with choosing Still Magnolias. We wanted something that we could keep close to knit as far as sourcing.
And clothes that you would
Right.
most people would wear.
Yeah, you get into Dickens and something like that, and now
From
you've got to have a
Yeah, any
seamstress.
kind of
There's a
period
whole
costuming.
department.
That's major.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because some of these couple of the other ones I know of, theater groups outside of this area, they all have huge closets where they've kept all the costumes and everything.
Yes.
So, which they've donated several over the years to different orgs that need them. But yeah,
That's what Colin went to college for.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Somebody that works for us at Shirley's Way. He went to.
He went to Manual, didn't he?
He did. He went to YPass, and I do not remember the college. It was somewhere up Illinois area. But that's what he did, was costume design.
Well, he's playing Sam now.
Yeah, he's our mascot today now. So
we got a Shirley's Way mascot, and we call it Sam because my mom's name was Shirley Ann.
Oh,
and they called her Sam when she was little. So
Mhm.
we're sitting around. What do we call the mascot? Somebody said, "What about Sam?" I was like, "Man, that's a great." I don't have a lot of great ideas.
Me either. I'm very creative.
But I knew Colin went there, but I didn't know he went to college for that.
Stevens. That's what it was.
We
Stevens
got a
College.
kid that went to YPass. We
Yep.
helped him. He was one out of how many thousands of kids selected to go to this University of New York theater college, and he's up there. Actually, I met one of his grandma's good friends today. She was at the grand opening.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but he's a great kid. But he did a phenomenal job. He went to YPass. It's just amazing the talent some of these people have.
Especially at a young age, too, I feel like.
Incredible program.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. The dates again, say the website. Ryan can pull it up, but I can't see it from here.
SouthEndTS.org.
For South End Theater Society, South End TS, and go out, get your tickets. There's a couple hundred sold. What's the max capacity? So
the max capacity of Horvath Auditorium is 396 seats.
So you better get your tickets now. If you don't have your tickets now, it could sell out because you sold over 200 already.
Well, that's over all three shows.
Okay.
So there's still plenty of tickets available, but we need people to get them.
November 7th and 8th, right?
November 7th at 7:30, November 8th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and then another 7:30 show that evening.
Awesome.
Very good. All right. South End Theater Society. Pretty amazing. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you all.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Pretty cool.
All right. Thank you all.
See you all.